We have not been rounded up. I'm going to assume that the wave that we don't see is actually being recorded. And here we go, the Jim and Terry Show. We're using this new software, and yeah, it's got us a little perplexed at times.
I apologize.
You just keep looking at that screen, Jim, and keep telling me if you see it recording.
And I apologize for coughing.
No, you do.
And I emphasize the cough because I'm mad at it because it's dry, just dry air.
Yes.
And coffee and dry air to me, man, makes me cough.
All right. We've covered some controversial stuff from goals of 2026 and impeachment of Trump, likelihood of that. We've talked about the Minneapolis. Is it a riot? I'm not sure what the word is that the government will use. He's already called the people who protest terrorists. So I don't know what's going on there. But
anybody who doesn't agree with him is a terrorist.
Right. So I guess the Jim and Terry Show will be on the hit list as well. Taken off the air, radio free, Bob Cajun.
I guess. And the thing is our brothers, you got to understand something down there. That's your leader that's going to kill you if you don't agree with him. Because broken. If he's calling you a terrorist, that means you're fair game to die.
So just to tally up or wrap up in a nice bow, the stuff that we ended up with when we talked about Minneapolis, the question is simply, is ICE doing their job, which is supposed to be immigration, right? Immigration's customs something. What is it? ICE? I don't even know what it stands for.
I don't either.
But the first letter is immigration. But the lady that was killed was an American citizen, not non-Hispanic.
Mother of three.
Mother of three. I didn't know that. Okay. All I heard yesterday was mother of one and separated. Her husband passed away years ago. I didn't hear mother of three. Mother of a 4-year-old is all I heard. But, I mean, have you heard? What's the latest? That's what the Jim and Terry Show is all about.
Yeah. Well, there's three children. One, I think, is as young as 6, and one is like 16, I think. So she's,
wow.
Unfortunately, they're mourning. Their own nation killed their mother. And I'm sure they won't be told that for a while, but she's dead.
She's 37 and had as a 16-year-old?
I think that's what the case is.
That's, okay, that's an interesting statistic.
Well, I may be wrong in the ages of the kids, okay, but there's 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got the latest news. Have you heard? Thank you for the update. Yeah. But what we're trying to separate is the Tim Walz, Democratic governor. The people, Ilhan Omar is Somalian, but she's serving in the
Look at the lies
Congress.
are said about that. Trump said she married her brother.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a lie.
Well, do you remember the famous, they're eating the dogs, they're
eating
the cats.
They're eating the cats.
They're eating the pets of the people who live there. That should have kicked him right out of office, and here we are still. And it's.
I don't know. Did you ever hear if any neighbor came up to the mic and said, "Yes, I had my little Skippy, and they were barbecuing my dog in the backyard"? No, they weren't eating the cats, and they weren't eating the dogs.
No.
And she didn't marry her brother, and on and on and on it goes.
But that's just the start. This is the place also where George Floyd was killed 5 years.
I think 4 blocks away.
4 blocks away, yeah. So is Minneapolis got a lot of things on its mind at this point? Yes. The protests were awesome. And by awesome, I mean respectful, a vigil, peaceful. They had signs. It was ma and pa out there. I'm going to use that expression. It was ma and pa, older people, women, older men in the protests, as well as a lot of young people. It was a mixed crowd. It was a neighborhood kind of thing.
Well, they listened to Walz, the governor, who said, "Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, because here's your divide." Trump sent 2,000 ICE agents into the place that didn't want them, just to disrupt and cause riots, so he can declare martial law on that state. And Walz knows it. Only because, folks, and you got to understand this, those of you who still worship Trump, understand it. The reason he's so mad at this state is because they didn't vote for him. And that's it. He's going to go after all the states that didn't vote for him. So he wants riots. He wants disruption. He couldn't care less about death. That's obviously the case. So he wants that. And the governor, Walz, said, don't fall for that. Protest, demonstrate, but do it peacefully.
Yep, it's gotta be peaceful.
And apparently, as far as I know, that's what happened, and I hope it stays that way. But it only takes an order from the top to say go in and shoot up a couple of civilians to get that to change.
Yes, because the people will respond.
Yeah, eventually you can get them to get mad.
Well, let's talk about rewriting history, because the president's statement, Kristi Noem's statement on the day of, the moments of, shortly after the event, were all abhorrent to me. And I'm not a person who would label it as evil, but I'm sort of with you in your religious inclination to judge these things as good and bad and right and wrong and evil. And those statements by the President of the United States was evil. And I'm going to transition now to what we wanted to talk about, which is January 6th, which is the same people were supposed to assemble peacefully. And Trump always maintained
you got to fight like hell. That's what you got to do.
How does that sound like peace to you?
You just got to fight like hell, or you're going to lose your country. You understand that? You got to fight like hell. There's no better cause than to fight this cause. Unbelievable.
And
I'm sorry.
That's okay. What about the chance of hang Mike Pence?
Oh, and that was from Trump's lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trump wanted him hanged. And that's your leader. That's the leader. And that's the one that's still there. People, I'll drive home today and I'll go past a house that has a Trump flag. A Trump and an American flag.
Unbelievable.
He wants to be an American Trumper.
Yeah, because there's something
I
about
wish he would just move.
It's something about the Alex Jones types, the alpha males, the testosterone-based.
Well, that's what it is, yeah.
That's what it is. Well, when he pardons Andrew Tate, I don't know whether you know, Andrew Tate was convicted of, and Trump pardoned him, which is sex trafficking. He hid out in Romania for a number of years, but he was...
Was that the producer?
No, he was mixed martial arts kind of guy.
Okay.
Andrew Tate and his brother. But yeah, welcome back. Who's responsible for navigating that? This is sex trafficking crimes. Remember, was Barron Trump.
Oh, Barron.
Barron. This is not, the plot is getting awfully thick, or the apples are not falling too far from the rotten tree, is the way it all seems to be going down.
I agree with you. And all of them.
Okay, let me go back to the January 6th. I was going to reach for my books, but the books are all gone now. They've been, the January 6th.
Where did you put the books?
Well, they're upstairs on a bookshelf.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually keep them here because this is where I do my thinking and my writing, and J6 is part of the inspiration for, that was January 6th, was 5 years ago. And so there was a lot of attention given to it, and I'm glad to see it on the major news networks. But one of the things that caught my attention was that the White House page devoted to January 6th has been rewritten to portray it all in the terms that Trump said, peaceful gathering.
Oh, yeah. They were just enthusiastic about seeing
And yet we had close to 1,500 charges through courts, through due process, some before juries, some before judges.
Yeah.
But 1,600 or 1,500 convictions, people doing time for their crimes, and then pardoned the minute Trump gets back in office.
And a lot of them, you can say they're a part of the Trump army.
Well,
I mean, he's building a private army because a lot of them have committed crimes since they've been out.
Yes.
So a lot of them were your alpha male, let's just go hang Pence. Let's just
kick the doors
Trudeau
in, break
and
the
kill
windows.
him. Let's just kill him. No party to take over. No organized here. Let's just go beat the crap out of somebody we don't like. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And the street was the same thing. That's my belief. In when he shot the lady, it was just, you're not doing what I say. I'm not putting up with this crap. And I got the gun. You don't. Bang. And I might be wrong in that, but that's what I saw.
Well, for me, the buck should stop in the Oval Office at the White House and with the president. And when the president rules by tweet, rules by his Truth Social post, tells you about foreign policy, we're going to get him. Sounded just like George Bush. We're going to get him.
Terry, if you text 150 texts tonight before the dawn, I'm going to tell you to your face, you need to go seek some help. If anybody did that, someone would say to them, you need to go find some help.
And yet, that's what Trump's twiddling his thumbs on
150,
his
200 a night.
His not-so smartphone with his thumbs. I won't tell you where his thumbs were. Jim and Terry Show signing off. Bye-bye.
It's complicated, this relationship I have with my